face can sell anything. And thank God I'm born with this gift. And yeah, sadly, a lot of, not only myself, a lot of other models in the industry are taken advantage of. A lot of models from foreign markets are brought here, and some of them go back empty-handed. And yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah. So that goes back to women. Women should always equip themselves with financial knowledge. Yes, Suraya?
Financial knowledge, but also when we say knowing your worth, I mean, from my own business, I was a freelance writer, and I started off writing full 1,000 word articles for like $2. Just $2.
$2.
I didn't know. In the website it says, that's the amount that they were willing to pay. That there were like hundreds of applicants. I thought that's how much it was worth. And then eventually I found out that, hey, I can actually sell my articles. When I was a freelance writer, I can sell an article for like $100, $200, $1,000 even. Right? And eventually when I started my website, when I took sponsorship posts, I was charging like 10K for an article.
Wow.
It went up to that. So like knowing your worth, but also there's a few, I guess, strategies along the way. You got to know where you fit in the market, know your niche. Adalah strategy there. But also, I think more importantly, when I was in that circle, we had other writers who were sharing with each other, hey, how much are you paid? How much are you paid? And that paid transparency really helped. And when I found out how much they were paid, I'm like, oh, I'm undercharging. So I think just by talking about it, by having money conversations, even with your peers, even people in your circle, in your industry, with your colleagues, if you don't know how much your colleague is making, if they are willing to share that information with you, you might think, oh, I'm undercharging. Maybe you don't even know that you're not getting what you're worth right now. So you can make, efforts in order to get more money, negotiate your salary, job hop in order to get more money. If you don't know the information in the first place, it's very hard to earn more, I think.
Right. So for
knowing the value of your skill, right? Right, yeah.
So like for our audience, right, if they would like to equip themselves with sound financial knowledge, right? What would your advice be? Like, how do you get this financial knowledge? Like for yourself, you're so well versed in the financial industry, right? You know what to do, where to invest, you know how to make your money work for you. Like, what would your advice be for the ladies in the audience today? How do they equip themselves with that knowledge?
I'm self-taught. Like many people, I didn't study this in school. In fact, I majored in communications. I did mass comm, media comm, and then corporate communications. But my skill is I can understand pretty much any document. It's useful because I can read all of the financial documents. I'm like, okay, this is what they actually mean. And I guess that's the reason why my articles were widely shared. It's easily accessible. But for most people, you can also learn by yourself, right? The easiest, I would say, is to just go to any bookstore, find any book, any financial book that speaks to you, what you...
A book.
Yeah, what you are interested in. At least with the book, it's vetted, it's edited. It's somebody who have gone through... Writing a book takes like years, okay?
It's different, from reading online and the book.
It's reading from different from social media.
When you have a book, you can highlight it, you can go back to the book. Yeah.
But not just that. There's a PIDM study that says that for most people, your financial influence, your primary financial influence, by a long margin, by a big margin, is your family. Okay? If you are lucky enough to be born in a family with parents who are financially stable, who does teach you how to save, how to invest, you're already like a good foundation. But if not, for many people, you might be, okay, who to trust? And that's a lot of trust issues nowadays. A lot of people who sell financial products, they are sales-oriented, whether you like it or not. So by getting a book, you at least know what are the things that you should know before you speak to an agent or somebody else, before you speak to a friend who might just be a scammer, an opportunist who wants to sell you a product, or worse, sell you an investment scam. That's what happens a lot. I know of a few cases where they say that, oh, I joined investment A or B because my ustad recommended it, or my teacher recommended it, and it's trust lah. It's trust. You trust somebody, therefore you join an investment. I know people who are doctors who trust other doctors and join some sort of investment scams and fell prey to said financial scams. You can't shortcut this. You must go through a book. Very conveniently, I do have a book, but pick up any book. Pick up any book that speaks to you at the bookstore.
Or go to your website.
Or go to my website, ringgit or ringgit.com.
Ringgit.com,
Thank you.
right? Yeah. So I actually went to your website, right? And the first article that I saw was 8 purchases to improve your life or something like that. And I was thinking, oh, maybe you buy a house or buy a bag, but it's not. Maybe you can talk about that article. That was quite interesting.
Yes, I made a listicle on purchases that might improve your financial life this year, but it includes things like financial behavior, costs, insurance/takaful. I have a course, by the way, on how to buy insurance/takaful. It includes, what else did I put in there? You just read it recently. I haven't read it in 2 months. But like things that are practical, right? And there are people who actually approach me. They have the opposite problem. They have like, even though they do have financial abundance, they do have savings, but they are still facing that financial scarcity. They're like too kedekut to spend, right? So I would also include stuff like that, things that improve your health, right? Your ability to earn only correlates with your health. You don't have health, you don't have anything. Betul.
Yes.
Betul. You don't have health, it's very hard for you to make money.
Yeah.
So
Health is wealth.
your health.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Health is
very
wealth.
succinct. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Zahnita, how about you? Like, you have a family, you have 2 children that you care for.
4 children.
4 children. Okay, you have 4 children that you care for, right?
Yes.
And then now you just started with your entrepreneurship journey, right?
Yes.
How do you actually balance that now? Because it's been 10 years that you've been a full stay-at-home mom, and then now you have to divide your time between your business and your family, your children, right?
Correct.
So a lot of women get torn. Like, how do I balance this? How do I balance this? How do you do it?
Of course, you have to make a few sacrifices. Like right now, my son's at my mom's house. You have to manage somehow, and being a mom, that's what we do. We just manage.
Just manage. Yeah, everybody has to manage. Yeah.
No matter what pressure we're under and our circumstances, we just try to manage. And most important thing is reaching out for help. Yeah, you can't do it alone. No way. You have to have friends or family or some sort of society that can help pull you through your rough time, especially for those mums who are wanting to join back the workforce, which I highly encourage. I was at home for 10 years and I lost myself, and finally bring back myself with the goals that I've set.
Yes.
It's going to be tough. It is tough. I mean, my eye bags are terrible. I thought I'm supposed to be healing and looking younger, but I'm actually, that's impossible. I'm growing older and having more stress, of course. But we just manage as mums, right? Yeah. We just got to do what we got to do, man.
I guess it's all about mindset, like you mentioned, right? It's all about the
Pure
mindset.
Determined.
You need to have the determination and the right mindset. And Suraya mentioned when we were in the makeup room, right? The mindset about your finances, about blaming. Women are always blaming themselves for?
I mean, no, in the personal finance world in general, there's a lot of guilt involved. There's a lot of I didn't do well enough. Why can't I save this money? Why did I buy XYZ, regret spending? Why did I, why did I
spend so many years in college and now I have to give up my work?
Yes, why did I do that? Why did this? Why did that? Why am I so stupid? Like, there's so many negativity in personal finance, and it doesn't help that there are admittedly some personal finance gurus out there that make their whole branding into like, being, emotion people like, why did you do that, right? And they become very popular because it's very emotional, right? People like to watch that kind of things as well. How I like to approach personal finance is from a place that's complete. I get to do this because this is my life.
Yes.
I want to take control because this is my life. Money means X, Y, Z to me. Put your own values in. For me, money means security. I want to feel as safe as possible. Therefore, it is my own.
Not have to depend on any.
Yes, that's financial independence for me. I'm married, but I know at any point, if it doesn't work out, I'm fine, and that means the world to me. And I wish that for every woman out there, heck, for every man out there as well. There's
even if you're like happily married,
even if you're happily married. No,
accidents happen. If
it's socially acceptable for someone to have emergency fund, if it's socially acceptable for somebody to have insurance takaful, why should I not have my own financial plan, right? Why should I not have my own plans in case of anything? Like if all that happens, if nothing goes wrong, if I have more money, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
So that's where I come from, and that's why I say that there's a lot of negativity in the personal finance, I think, self-talk. So if you can switch that into a more positive one, into a more like, I am in charge of my own life, heck what everyone says, heck what society says, then I'm going to do it, watch me.
That's exactly what Zahnita is doing. She's taking charge of her life, right?
But also there's a lot of women out there who are already handling like even more than I am, like their business, they've got 6 kids and if you are feeling under the pressure of like handling everything, managing everything, and it's really bringing you down, it's totally not a problem to stop too, If you want to give up your career and take a career pause, by all means, take care of yourself first before you can care for either your business or children. Yeah.
Suraya, when do you think is the, sometimes like what Zahnita said, right? Like sometimes you need to know when to stop.
Yep.
Sometimes you need to know when to stop because you need to take care of yourself. But sometimes you need to know you have to push forward. You have to move on because there's all these financial goals that you have.
Goals and burdens.
Correct. So if I could ask you, when do you know when to stop? Or when do we know when we should persevere?
The perseverance is that's a whole topic in itself. I'm not an expert on it. Some days are still really tough because it's just tough, right? But I would say that, I'm sure that many people can relate. When you have a goal and it is just there and you want to achieve it, you want to feel that sense of accomplishment, it stays in your mind. So even when you're not actively working towards it, you're planning. And I think that's what's happened in the background for a lot of us. You're just planning. And when it's time to work on that plan, you already have something to execute it. But I do want to touch a bit about, like, for women especially, it is statistically in Malaysia, almost half of women at some point or another will take a career break to be a stay-at-home mom. Almost 50%. You either care for your children or you care for your parents or your in-laws.
And that's completely okay.
And that's completely
okay.
Yeah. And that's completely okay.
I think having that physical breakdown, like mentally and emotionally, when you're on the verge of like a total burnout, that's when you stop. That's when you start to make arrangements of, look, I can't handle this anymore. I need help. Yeah.
And that doesn't make you a failure.
No, it doesn't make you a failure. It's completely fine to, like, okay, I need to stop for a while. Yeah, and seek help. Yeah.
I think like nowadays, that's better resources for women out there. There are babysitting services that
Kiddo
you
care.
can use.
Kiddo care is like the best.
Back in the day, women don't have that.
No, we don't have that.
Yeah, we're actually living in a very blessed time.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
where
are.
everything is so convenient. So speaking of that, like how and sometimes women take a step back. How about those who are starting from zero? They're starting from zero, no connections, no money or not enough money. Like, what would your advice be, Suraya, for these people? Like, how do they get back on track?
Something that affects people with no or very little money is financial anxiety, and it's a loop to hell. I like to call it, because financial anxiety, what happens, you stress, you financial stress, no money. But what happens when you're financially stressed is you tend to make worse financial decisions. That's when you make, for example, things like, I'm already like 10,000 ringgit in debt. What's another 1,000? You make those kind of decisions. It is actually proven.
That's dangerous.
It is dangerous.
That's
Why it's
dangerous.
called the loop to hell, right? If I'm already like 12K down, what's another like 5K more? You tend to think like that. So the first thing that you should do, right, and it helps, and it's been like proven by a bunch of different experts and studies, is that sit down, write down, what's your action plan? This is what I have. This is what I can do, my skill set. This is what I can sell. This is action A, B, C, resume, make resume, send resume. You have an action plan, at least you avoid yourself making bad financial decisions, and you have something to do that will get you out of that self, that loop of hell.
Correct.
Loop that will propel you further below. Right. So yeah, something positive to do instead of something negative to do. That would be the first step for most people.
Okay. Are there any other steps?
Continue on those things on your list. Opportunities will come up. If you do the right things, opportunities will come up.
Okay, that's very, very interesting and a good tip for everyone who, probably knows somebody who is in that situation right now.
My cousin, she was really...
Because
Sorry, you hit a sad note. I mean, my cousin was she hit that whirlwind. She just kept on taking on credit and debt. She kept taking on debt to pay off more debt until she was hospitalized.
Yeah.
And she had a total mental complete breakdown.
Yes.
And she's been a vegetable. So
no.
that's how bad
Okay.
debt can affect you. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe here I can promote AKPK services, agency counseling dan pengurusan credit. You can approach them if you have problem with paying off your installments or you have debt that you can't pay off. It's free, so there are opportunities and scammers out there who approach people in debt and say that you have to pay for the service. No. It's completely free. Go to the website akpk.org, I believe. Just Google it. But even though this service exists, when I speak to the officers, a lot of people actually held themselves back. Right? They try to solve it themselves. Most people are naturally optimistic. They say that if I do X, Y, Z, it will work out. Right? I'm sure many of you probably be in the same situation as well. I'm sure it will work out. And for some lucky people, it does. It does work out. But when they dig themselves in a hole that they can't dig themselves back out of, just know that AKPK has heard everything, okay? They're like the doctor that you go to the doctor and the doctor go, okay, open your shirt and you're shy, but the doctor has seen everything. The doctor has seen inside, up, down, inside, everything, okay? So you don't have to feel shy with the officers. They have seen people with millions of ringgit in debt.
And they're not going to judge you.
What is your 15,000 ringgit in debt? Like, what is it?
So then
right?
it's reaching out for help also. There's also a program I think you can Google it. It's called iPush. This is to help SMEs, small businesses, small startup fund. I think they're giving out like 10,000 ringgit for perniagaan for small businesses. So if there's anybody in the crowd who would like to take that up, you can go ahead and Google iPush. Have you heard of iPush?
I think there are a lot of government agencies that are there. that are giving out all this help, right?
Yep.
For business owners,
Correct.
or anything financial related, right? But somehow it's not reaching out to the people, correct?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
like there's so many facilities there, but the people are not using it. So how are we supposed to maximize the facilities that is actually provided by all these government agencies?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and this has been proven as well. In Malaysia, we have the Financial Education Network, and for the last 5 years, I believe, they have been trying tirelessly in order to increase the financial literacy of Malaysians. And according to their latest result, it's marginally only improving, despite all the roadshows that we'll be doing, all the
Despite
free
all the
workshops.
efforts.
Yeah, despite all the efforts, all the talks, everything. Most of it is free, I believe. If not all of it is free. Okay.
I think it's maybe a little bit of fear of
There's fear,
of
absolutely.
taking up the credit, maybe.
No, there's some fear. Some people they think that, like husband do, for example, that's that as well. Or like, I'll just leave it to the expert, they know what they're doing, right? But on the other side, I would also like to say that for most people, when you hear about like financial topics, again, you hear that I've been fortunate enough to I find it very genuinely interesting, and I like to read about it. And the reason why I started the website Ringgit or Ringgit is because I wanted to find more people who are interested in the same things that I do. So when people read it, they reach out, and then we can talk like money and finance with them. So when you say, how do we get people more interested, I do think it's their job to make personal finance more interesting. I think for you as well, obviously you gotta have your own initiative to learn. Happily nowadays, there are people who make the content more fun, more accessible. You can find it on many social media, YouTube belamba. But additionally, just know that your attention right now is spot for choice. Which one would you rather do on a day? Watch like K-drama?
Entertainment.
Yeah, watch K-drama or
watch a financial
something
program.
else, or watch financial program. For most people,
True.
it's an easy answer, right?
Right.
Just acknowledge that. And also, like, I think I mentioned to you
awareness
earlier,
part.
marketing and advertising, like companies, right? Companies have been spending billions of dollars, billions of ringgit trying to make more sales. We live in a capitalistic society. They want more sales. When you open your phone, you are bombarded with ads from influencers, from pop-ups. I open certain news website, that's ads fill up 75% of the space, and it's not their fault, but just know that your attention is being taken by all of these other efforts, intentional efforts by companies who, for lack of a better word, want your sale, want your money. Okay, so you have to be the one like, hey, I see this sale.
Yeah.
I choose not to pay attention to it. I choose to pay attention to this instead. And let's not talk about like how, like I'm guilty of, I see a 25% code on my favorite coffee brand I use. So I have actually uninstalled that coffee app so that I don't get tempted. No,
so
Ramadan is coming. I need to like wean off caffeine now. So that's that though. You need to, like, if you think you have a spending problem, uninstall all those apps. If you think certain people are causing you to buy things, unfollow them sekejap, just while you have your spending in your habits in check.
Itu dia. Apa ni, delete all your emails, all your marketing ads to save yourself.
Unsubscribe sekejap,
Save
sekejap.
yourself. Yeah. If you
The
are
Grab
going to
coupon.
reach that financial goal.
I see Grab pop up on my phone. I'm like, okay, I'm hungry.
What about you, Zahnita? Do you because you just started your business, right?
Yep.
Are you like actively looking for all these like grants and funds? Like, do you think it will help
No.
you in achieving your financial goals?
No.
No?
No.
No.
My
So
pot of
how
gold is there.
how do you then? Because you said you have financial goals to achieve, right?
Yeah, right.
So what would your method or approach be?
I'm very lucky to have social media on my side because my modeling career and my acting career, I have built my name. For being in a business, your branding and your name is the thing that's going to sell you. And yeah, for the first 10 years of my career, I just made sure that I was the best model out there. Even though it's just a model, you know, even though I'm just an actress, I just made sure that, okay, I'm going to be the most professional model. I'm going to be there on time. I'm going to show my worth. And yeah.
And from there, you get all your followers.
Yeah.
You got your followers, and you're leveraging on all your followers.
A year ago, I only had about 50,000.
And how many do you have now?
I have 186.
Wow.
Yes.
Well done, well done.
So the past year, I was just all out. I was making like ridiculous, funny content. I think I triggered a few people who didn't really like my content.
Did anybody saw it? Did anybody see
my own content? Because I was having a career change.
Right.
I wanted to go back to my roots of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And follow my dreams of having my own business. So the first part of my career was building my brand, and the past 10 years was building my skill, which is cooking and staying at home.
Okay, but that would be from the point of view of Zahnita Wilson, right?
Yeah.
You already have a name out there. People recognize your face, right? You're a recognizable face in Malaysia.
Yeah.
But what about those, or you know, who don't have that to start off with? You know, they don't have that branding that you have.
Right.
What would your advice be like for them to have that kickstart? You know, in attaining their financial security or financial independence?
Is building your skill, really evaluating yourself, how much or what you have to sell. You know, you might have a certain dream or something that you want to pursue, but we have to be realistic at the same time and know what you have to offer and what you have to sell. If you don't really have much of who you are to sell, like your skill, you have nothing to value on. So it's really important to build off that, build off your skill, right?
Okay. So that's interesting. That's a good tip that you shared with our audience today. Suraya, maybe you could share, right? Like for those who are in a circle of debt, like heavy debt, right? Aside from the AKPK assistance, right? Is there anything else that they can do to actually take them out of that vicious circle?
If your problem is unable to pay off the debt, then definitely go to AKPK. A lot of people, I actually wrote this in my book. The problem is not debt, because debt is just money, and at the end of the day, money is man-made. It's just money, right? But the problem is like here, like for the reasons that AKPK's officers have told me why someone goes to them too late is because I don't want to be a failure. I don't want to let my family down. I thought I could handle it. So getting that, I would say, motivation to stop procrastinating on taking action on your debt is something that is very personal. I can't claim that I can give the kata-kata semangat that will cause someone to like go and take action for them today. Except that just know that a day, a month, a week delayed, it makes it bigger. It doesn't make the problem go away. Delaying the inevitable is a very hard thing for people to face, but unfortunately it does. I've actually seen like financial confessions of people who kind of admitted that they don't, we call it the ostrich, the caricature of the ostrich. Ostrich, head in the sand, right? That means don't open bank statement, don't open credit card statement, don't even know the number that is happening. So if that is your problem right now, your first step is to open your bank account, write down the number. That A, credit card A, amount, interest rate. Credit card B, amount, interest rate. Credit card C, amount, interest rate. Personal loan A, amount, interest rate. That's the very first step, facing it. Aside from that,
I gotta go
to
face my
AKPK.
Shopee account lah. I do have debt actually. My Shopee Pay Later is like due tomorrow, I think. And Shopee is really dangerous, okay? Because like if you're a day late,
Speaking of Shopee,
it's
the
10
pay
ringgit
later,
a day.
yeah, the
It's
pay later program. I think that's a
dangerous.
very dangerous
Yes.
thing that a lot of platforms are offering right now. What do you think of that?
no, I mean, no, pay that off. No, the
End of the month.
penalty is how much? Like
Yeah, 10 ringgit a day. It's
ah,
crazy. Be careful of these apps that are
Yes.
giving this.
It's like
pay
shop
later
now, pay
stuff.
later. It's on
Read
a
the
lot of
terms and
platforms.
conditions, the
The-
fine print between the lines. Yeah.
you know the marketing that the companies are doing to you nowadays. They're like, get it now. It's acceptable for you to buy things on that on
And
installment.
it's getting easier and easier to
It
be
is.
approved
It is.
to this,
Okay,
this
I have a-
small money, sikit-sikit jadi bukit. Oh,
Yeah.
be careful.
You don't even realize that you've
Yeah.
actually already spent X amount of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I have a whole opinion about buy now, pay later, but I'll try to like shorten it. Yeah. Back then, before buy now, pay later, you only offer credit to people to by credit card. And in order to have a credit card, you got to have a job, a stable job. You got to be employed in a company lah, not self-employed. Very hard to get. That means that you must have recurring paycheck, right?
correct.
That shows that people still get into debt with credit card. Don't get me wrong, but at least you have recurring, salary to pay off those debt. And then, like financial industry, they're like, oh, alamak, like, how do we get more people to buy our products? How do we open this access to credit to people who are not employed, to people who are self-employed, to people who are, freelancers? And then they thought of buy now, pay later. And because of all the debt, you will hear people who say that as long as you're financially responsible, it's fine. But data proves that someone who use installment, someone who use buy now, pay later, they will spend more on your purchase instead of you thinking that, oh, okay, it's just like 50 ringgit per month or whatever.
Yeah.
But buy now, pay later companies, they go to merchants, they go to shops, they say that if you implement buy now, pay later, your customers will buy more from you, and it's true. Instead of buying just 100 ringgit, you buy 150. And for you, you're like, oh, it's okay lah, pay in 3 installments, I just pay 50 ringgit a month. Okay? And because of this availability of easy credit right now, what is the incentive for companies to increase your pay, you tell me? Okay? If you don't have enough money, you just take buy now, pay later lah. What is the incentive for your employers to increase your salary, for people to pay you more of what you're worth?
Right.
It suppresses income,
Right.
and I hate it very much.
So please avoid this shop first, pay later. By all means, if you want to achieve your financial independence in the nearest future. If you don't want to see you don't want to reach that financial
Most scariest
independence,
thing is they
you can do
increase-
this shop first, pay later, right? Yeah. Okay, I have a question here for Suraya. What are the daily habits that separate financially free people from those who struggle? Daily habits.
There are a few things that set them apart, but knowing the data is definitely one of it. Okay, I mentioned the ostrich just now. Again, character of an ostrich who have their head in the sand, don't know how much they earn, don't know their household income, don't know how much they spend, can't even guesstimate
These
how
are the
much I
people
spend
who are
on
struggling.
groceries. Huh?
These are the people who are struggling.
They just don't know the data.
Yeah.
Struggling, even people who earn a lot, sometimes they have
They
this
do the
problem.
same thing as well.
They do the same thing as well. Yeah. And this is according to many studies out there. But people who know their numbers, okay, I earn this much, I spend this much, this is the amount that I allocate for my retirement, and if I keep this up, I can reach my retirement goal in X years, right? Then they have less financial anxiety, even no financial anxiety even. So that's when they reach the place, the very nice place, the nirvana of financial freedom. You don't have to have the money in your account already. You don't have to have like a buttload of money in order to call you financially free already. But you can be financially free if you know that if I keep this up, I'll be okay in 10 years. That's financially free also. So I think knowing your numbers, knowing what you do will pay off in the future, that confidence is what sets people aside.
I guess you can sum it up into having that discipline. Having that discipline to keep track of everything and to be well versed with your financial standings as well.
Knowing your numbers.
Knowing your numbers.
Knowing your numbers.
Yeah, knowing your numbers. I mean, discipline is one thing. I think part of it is just like, I'm my own biggest project.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to know everything about myself.
You are your best investment.
Yeah, I want to know everything about myself. So why not know the numbers that makes up my own future?
Right. Okay. That was a very interesting discussion that we just had today with Suraya and Zahnita. And I'm sure that our audience have probably questions, that they want to ask either Suraya or Zahnita. Zahnita, based on her experience as a new business owner, Suraya as the financial expert. So if anybody from the floor or from the audience, if you have any questions that you want to pose to Zahnita or Suraya, you can do so. Yeah, anything to do with whatever that we just shared today, or maybe something that probably we didn't touch today that you want to know, that you want to ask. Because Suraya is a financial expert, you may do so. Please step up. Hello.
Okay. So
what is your name?
I'm Jenny.
Jenny, hi, Jenny.
A PR consultant from a PR agency.
Hi, Jenny. And your question would be for?
Yes. For financial experts, Suraya. Okay. So we are actually in a world with so many opportunities, temptations, and with also the increasing of living costs as well as inflation, right? So my question here is this is as a youngster from who just started workforce. I want to know what are your advices, right, to help us to understand or develop with a right mindset that can help us to balance our desires as well as to achieving, the financial stability in the long run. Yeah. So this is my questions.
Yeah, Sila.
Okay. For any fresh grad, by asking the question in the first place, I know that you're on a great start already. I have actually met people who are nearing retirement, only want to start. So kudos to you. Amazing mindset to have. Fresh grad advice, generally speaking, is earn more than you think you should. No, I'm serious. Because in Malaysia, our income is suppressed. Yeah, we have a very big problem according to that. According to DOSM, Department of Statistics Malaysia, the median salary for Malaysians, across age, across education level, across states, across everything, is around 2,500 ringgit. Right? So your aim for the general for the general population is your aim is to earn more than that and even more, and only with that surplus income you can invest either in yourself or in knowledge or in investment vehicles that are available out there. So focus on your income first, especially when you're young. That's the first thing.
Job opportunities, right? Whatever freelance, whatever part-time, just get it.
It is horrible how suppressed our income is right now. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing that you should do.
Cool.
Take as many jobs as you can.
That's me right now.
Yeah. Do whatever you can, girl.
Yeah. I think what you mentioned just now also about developing your own skills, right?
Yes.
So I'm actually
Work
a dancer.
is experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually a dancer
so many
myself.
different types of jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm also doing part-time, teaching students about my dance and everything.
Good on you, Jenny.
So I guess I'm on the right track then.
Yep.
All right, that's my questions.
Thank you. Big round of applause for Jenny. Thank you for that question. Actually, from Jenny's question, right, since she asked, right, what can they do? And I was thinking about passive incomes. How do you generate passive incomes, briefly? like for somebody like Jenny?
Okay, I have a whole article on the different types of passive income in Malaysia. It ranges from physical property, house, rental income is a type of passive income, digital asset, a website can generate digital passive income for you, a bunch of different things. But the most achievable for many people, passive income for many people, is definitely dividends, profit from investments, safe investments.
Investments, okay.
Maths-wise, is very simple. If you have 1 million ringgit, 5% of that 1 million ringgit is 50,000 ringgit, right? That 50,000, if that can cover your yearly expense, that means you never have to touch that 1 million. That 50,000, you can live off it forever. The theory is like that lah. Where to get 1 million is a whole other story lah.
Right.
Okay, but that's the math. And if someone have the aim of like, okay, my lifestyle costs 50,000 ringgit, and I aim for 1 million ringgit, and I want to achieve that as soon as possible, in theory, they can reach financial freedom once they achieve 1 million ringgit. Theory.
Okay. We have another person from the audience. What is your name?
Okay, hi.
Hello.
My name is Siti. I'm a university rep from University of Wollongong, Malaysia. So I have a question for Suraya. Okay. What are the most effective strategies? I mean, like the best ways for managing and paying off debts, like car loans, housing loans, while maintaining financial discipline? I sometimes worry about not having enough to provide my family. How can I balance the debt repayment with financial security?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Suraya?
Siti.
If at any point you feel that you can't manage and your installments are more than the amount that you make, then you have to go to AKPK, and they can, on your behalf, they can talk to the banks, financial providers, and they can negotiate a lower rate or a smaller amount for you. So at least you can breathe. So at least you have surplus, a little bit, positive cash flow every month. But if you're not at that level yet, there are a few things that you can do. The first thing that I always tell people is that, you know, if you ask them to like save money or like earn more money, those things might take time, whether habitually or like, you know, takes action to do. But the first immediate thing that you can do is to sell off your stuff first, right?
Liquidate, cut your losses, girl, move on.
Sell your stuff,
I've learned.
sell your stuff. That can, depending on what you have, you can, at least 10% of your debt, hopefully 10 to 50% of your debt can be cleared off. You see that momentum, you feel more semangat. And you have already like remove some of the
burden,
monthly burden, monthly installment that you have to pay. So try and see what you can sell off first. For most people, you know, I find Marie Kondo very helpful. Doesn't spark joy, sell. Hopefully you can.
I jual mangkok and all my cutlery from my old shops, you know, just to get me through the month. Yeah, you have to liquidate.
Yeah,
cut your losses,
sell your stuff.
Thank you, Siti.
And just, you know, start again, start afresh. It's no problem.
But this is a follow-up question for you.
Yes.
Where do you sell?
Where do I sell? Old Klang Road, ada? Old Klang Road. Specifically, yeah. My businesses have always been in F&B. Always kedai nasi campur, you know. So that's where all my investments have into is my own businesses. So when I was unable to carry my business forward to the next month, you know, you have to know about projection. You have to know how, okay, damn, I'm not going to make it through the next 3 months. Cut it off.
Cut your losses.
You have to.
Yeah, understand.
You know, before you put yourself in that whirlwind and take on more credit, take on more debt.
Cycle.
Yes.
That vicious
don't.
cycle.
Yeah,
don't. Is there any other questions from the audience?
My name is Tyra, I'm from Feminomics. Before I share my remarks and ask my question, I'd like to ask the audience to give a big round of applause to Zahnita, please, because she has survived a terrible tragedy and she is now thriving, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And you know, like you are showing example to all of us as well. And I'd like to thank you to both of you because you are also talking about systemic issues like what Suraya mentioned, right? So my question would be, you know, there's such thing as, because I'm from Feminomics, there we are talking and researching a lot about barriers imposed on women, including financial abuse. So I'd like, you know, advice and also remarks from Zahnita on how she actually survived and stay afloat of the financial abuse. You know, like when you are a stay-at-home mom, you didn't have your own money, you didn't have your own autonomy, and there's so many things that you still have to survive even post-separation. So maybe Zahnita can say something about it, and also how we as women can collectively help other women, you know, to survive financial abuse as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a great question, Zahnita.
Goodness. How I survived it, yeah, I left it to God, really, to help me. And of course, to the people out there. They are the ones who helped me, my followers. That's how I survived, is by the small community of people I had around me who helped me and saw that I was struggling. Even though I was putting on like little skits and trying to be funny and stuff like that, I somehow, I think the right people could see how I was struggling. Even though I was trying to hide so much, because I found it, if I was just to come out on social media and say, oh, I'm suffering, this is happening to me, that's not really fair, because halfway across the world, there's people being burned alive, you know? So I had to consider all the other aspects that are in this world. And I had to tie it all together. It was really a whirlwind, actually, that helped me to get through what I have been through the past couple of months. It was pure after I was going through financial abuse and physical abuse, emotional abuse, dealing with narcissistic personality disorder is really, really challenging. I had to educate myself on how to escape such a heavy scenario. Educating myself was what helped bring myself out. I wasn't just struggling for the past year, I've been struggling for the past 10 years. And that's how long I had been trying to maneuver my way back into society again. But it started with, just missing home. I told you that I was missing home.
Yes.
And I wanted to eat an Aussie pie. And then somebody ordered, I posted it on Instagram, and somebody said, can they order? And I was like, sure. And then the next thing, my neighbors started ordering. And the next thing, the whole country is ordering.
Alhamdulillah.
Syukur, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
But one thing that I think really helped me from the beginning, when I saw the numbers, and I was like, wow, these numbers are going to work. You know, I've written business plans before, and they've just been taken away from under my feet. But when I saw this business plan and I saw the numbers on these pies, I was like, really? Is this happening? And I just went with it, and I was like, I got to chase this. And then the most important thing that I did was I letak niat behind my business. Why am I doing this? It's because of charity. I want to donate a certain amount. I want to donate 18% of my business plan, of my gross profit to charity. And I think that's the only thing that's really making my business successful now is my niat kepada charity. Yeah, I think that's it.
Well done. All I can say is well done,
Thank you.
Zanita.
Thank
We are
you.
all really, really proud of you.
Thank you.
You've done good to yourself, and you are an
Ameen.
inspiration to everyone who
Thank
is
you.
going through the same thing as you are. Thank you so much, Zanita,
Yes.
for your sharing. But
Hang
now,
in there, and
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
I assure you. Just find the right equation.
thank
Yeah.
you. Okay, we have another question from the floor. May I have your name, please?
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Aisha. I'm
Aida?
Aisha.
Aisha. Hi, Aisha.
I'm a fresh graduate and I'm working as a strategic communication associate and also a digital creator. I've been financially independent since August, and it's a scary world out there. But I have a car, rent, and also food to pay. But from you gorgeous ladies, is there like a ratio that I should stick to, like for savings, responsibilities, emergency money, and also my own desires, like to shop if I want to? Is there a ratio that you could advise us to stick to like to save money, to spend, and also our responsibilities too?
Thank you, Aisha, for the question. Soraya, maybe you
I'll-
can address this one about the ratio of expenses, savings, etc.
Can. The ratio that you're talking about, the term is called savings rate, right? So, the most basic what people start off with, or advice to start out with, is called the 50-30-20 ratio, where 50% is for your needs, that's your house, your bills, your transportation, petrol, whatever not. 30% on your wants, that's your shopping, your what makes life worth living, right? And then 20% is for saving. Okay, so if somebody throughout their life can maintain 20% for savings, and that fits into their financial goal, they're all good. But there are also some people who push themselves to earn more and to increase their savings rate. So from 20%, up to 30%, 50%. I even know someone who like even save, because they earn so much, they save 80-90% of their income. No, they're also very privileged because they stay at home, like don't have to worry about rent or accommodation. But it ranges from everyone, but starting from 20% is a good amount already.
Thank you, Soraya. Okay, so that would be the last question from the floor today. I think we had some really great questions from the audience. And I think today we also had a very fruitful discussion about financial independence and also financial security. I think both go hand in hand. And then now we know what it means to be crowned in confidence, right? Now we know from your experience, from your expertise, we now know what it feels like, what it should be, how it should be. And so now we know that we need to equip ourselves with sound financial knowledge, like what you've been sharing with us today. We need to make informed decisions. Tak bolehlah tutup mata, sorok your statements, right? Be the ostrich effect. Yeah, we should avoid that. And we must have the courage to take action, as how Zahnita has shared with us, the courage and also the resilience, to come back stronger after all that you've gone through. You really are a true model to all those who are going through the same thing. And I guess it's not just, finances is not just about what we earn, right? But it's also like how we plan, how we save, and how we invest in the future. So I hope everybody found really sound advice from this discussion today. I hope you can go home and also share with your friends and your family whatever key takeaways that you got from today's discussion. I would like to thank our panelists, Suraya Zainudin and Zahnita, for being here at She Needs. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your your in-depth financial knowledge with everyone. I think it has been very useful, very refreshing with all the new information that you've shared with us. Thank you, Zahnita, for sharing your most your experience, your heartfelt experience, right? Thank you for opening up to all of us. It's been great. I hope we get to do this again another time. I hope we get to meet again another time. And thank you to everyone in the audience today for participating, for paying really close attention to every word that our panelists have had to share and say today. So now I guess we will proceed with our group photo. We'll be taking a group photo. So I'd like to call everyone, including the guests here.
We're taking the lead, empowering minds, planting the seed.
Pandai freestyle.
Sinar daily.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. So once again, I just want to remind you guys that we will be giving or presenting 2 tickets, a pair of tickets to Seoul, South Korea, to one very lucky winner, brought to you by Royal Brunei Airlines. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call upon Puan Nur Hidayah Abdullah, the sales manager for West Malaysia of Royal Brunei Airlines, to give away the prize. Can I call upon Puan Tasnim Lokman, the senior editor of Sinar Daily, to accompany Puan Nur Hidayah. Hello. Okay, so who will be drawing the name? Okay, Puan Hidayah will be drawing the name. Everybody will be announcing the lucky draw winner who will be winning 2 flight tickets to Seoul, South Korea. And the winner is... Is everybody paying attention? Okay, we've drawn a name. And it is... the winner of a pair of tickets to Seoul, South Korea, sponsored by Royal Brunei Airlines is Nurul Fatihah Lokman.
Breaking the mold, fearless and bold. We're taking the lead, empowering
Nurul Fatihah Lokman.
planting the seed. Sinar daily, shining bright.
Nurul Fatihah Lokman, congratulations.
That's right. From all sides, we make it clear.
Congratulations, you are the recipient of the flight tickets sponsored by Royal Brunei Airlines. Congratulations. Thank you so much again to Royal Brunei Airlines for sponsoring this lucky draw prize. Okay, so I would like to thank all our sponsors, our food sponsors once again for sponsoring our refreshments today. And also I would like to thank Kyoju for the coffee, and once again Royal Brunei Airlines. We've come to the end of the program today. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you for joining She Leads 6 today. It was a really insightful discussion. I hope to see you all again at the next She Leads event. Hopefully everybody will tell your friends, your family or your colleagues about this program so that more women can join in and, reap the benefits of joining such a productive event. My name is Suraya Zainudin. Thank you. Good evening. Bye.
The world's unfolding, stories untold. Voices rising and we're breaking the mold. Fearless and bold, we're taking the lead, empowering minds. Planting the seed. Sinar daily, shining bright. News that's bold, news that's right.